I got slapped by my daughter-in-law because I burned the turkey on Thanksgiving. My son just stood there laughing like the rest of the guests, and I calmly walked away. But when they turned on the TV 2 hours later to watch football, they saw me there instead. After that, I had 213 missed calls. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and write in the comments what time it is where you are now. The slap echoed across the dining room like a gunshot. My cheek burned, not from pain, but from the 30 pairs of eyes watching me. Isadora's hand was still raised, her face twisted into something between rage and theatrical disgust. "You ruined Thanksgiving," she screamed, her voice hitting that pitch that makes dogs whimper. "Do you have any idea what this turkey cost? What this day cost?" Behind her, my son DeWitt snorted. Actually snorted. Then the room erupted. Laughter, gasps, someone's phone camera clicking. I stood there, 68 years old, tasting blood where I'd bit my tongue, looking at the turkey that had betrayed me. Golden brown on the outside, raw and pink on the inside, just like my relationship with my son, apparently. 6 hours earlier, I'd pulled that bird from my oven. Perfect. Golden. The thermometer read 165 degrees in 3 different spots. My mother's recipe, followed to the letter. Like scripture. Now pink juice pooled on Isadora's white tablecloth. "This is going on TikTok," someone said. I touched my cheek. Tasted copper. Made eye contact with each laughing guest. Tech bros in Patagonia vests. Influencers with ring lights practically growing from their skulls. Isadora's mother, Velma, smirking into her wine glass. My gaze settled on DeWitt. He looked away. "I followed the recipe. Exactly," I said. "You followed nothing." Isadora's diamond ring caught the chandelier light. 4 carats. I should send her a thank you card. That rock probably added $50 to the value of the assault. "Mom, it's okay. We have sides." DeWitt couldn't stop giggling. "It's not okay." Isadora gestured at the decorations, the place settings, the Instagram-ready tablescape that probably cost more than my mortgage payment. "Well?" Velma set down her glass. "Someone needed to do it." "Did she just—" a guest whispered. "I got it on video." I turned toward the kitchen. The crowd parted. Moses at the Red Sea, except everyone was filming instead of fleeing. "Dad, come on, don't be so sensitive. It's just—" I stopped, turned back. "Just what, son?" "It's just turkey. We can order pizza." More laughter rippled through his tech company colleagues. The room smelled like expensive candles and humiliation. I walked out. My 18 Accord sat in the circular driveway, boxed in by a Tesla and a BMW. I popped the trunk. My vintage Panasonic video camera sat there in its case, brought along to film family memories. The irony tasted better than Isadora's catered appetizers. I clicked it on, filmed the house exterior, panned to my reflection in the car window. My cheek was already swelling. The camera's red recording light blinked steadily. November 28th, 2024. Thanksgiving. I kept my voice level. Cost a turkey, $87. Cost to my son's respect, apparently less than that. The drive home took 30 minutes through Austin's Tarrytown neighborhood to my Hyde Park bungalow. Traffic was light. Everyone else was still eating, still laughing, still being family. My phone started buzzing around Lamar Boulevard. DeWitt. "Dad, where did you go?" DeWitt. "Dad?" DeWitt. "She didn't mean it." I didn't respond, just drove. The city lights blurred past. Fancy restaurants, closed shops. The Austin skyline doing its best impression of somewhere important. At a red light, another text came through. Hosea. "Happy Thanksgiving, Dad. How's dinner?" My daughter. 35 years old, marine biologist, living in Portland doing actual meaningful work. Unlike her brother, who'd asked me for $30,000 last year for an investment opportunity, that vanished faster than my respect for him. The light changed. I drove. Home looked smaller than when I'd left that morning. My workshop garage sat dark. I pulled in, killed the engine, sat in silence. 47 missed calls now. I grabbed the camera and went inside. My garage workshop smelled like oil and old electronics. 17 vintage cameras lined the shelves. Bolex, Arriflex, ancient Panasonics, even a Bell & Howell from 1956. 30 years producing reality television bought me these. Each one a story. Each one a memory of when I mattered. I set up my laptop, opened YouTube. Behind the Scenes TX. 430,000 subscribers. None of them knew my real name. None of them knew Orville Hughes, retired Austin producer, recently slapped by his daughter-in-law. They just knew my voice, my insights, my behind-the-scenes breakdowns of reality TV production techniques. But they were about to know more. I opened a new document, typed 6 words, documentary, when family becomes reality, TV. My phone buzzed again. I ignored it. The footage from DeWitt's driveway loaded onto my screen, my swollen cheek, my split lip, my reflection catching the last sunlight. I created a new private video, titled it Season Finale, Episode 1, The Slap. My finger hovered over Publish. Not yet. This needed proper editing, proper pacing, proper build-up. 30 years producing reality television taught me exactly how to make people care about a villain's downfall. I just never thought the villains would be my own blood. I pulled out my phone, scrolled to a contact I hadn't called in 5 years. DeWalt Richardson, KVUE News. My old colleague from our public access days, back when Austin had a soul and journalists had spines. He answered on the second ring. Orville? Jesus, is that you? I heard about. Someone posted a video. Are you okay? I'm fine, DeWalt. Actually, I'm better than fine. I have a story for you. A story? The kind that makes careers. The kind that goes viral. The kind where the old guy doesn't just roll over and die. Silence stretched. Then I'm listening. Not on the phone? Coffee tomorrow morning? Mozart's? 7 a.m.? That early? I smiled at my reflection in the computer monitor, my swollen cheek, my split lip. My eyes suddenly looked younger than they had in years. DeWalt, my friend, this is television. We start shooting at dawn. My phone was buzzing like a chainsaw trying to cut concrete. 6 a.m. Friday morning. Sunlight stabbed through my bedroom window. I grabbed my phone. 47 missed calls. The first text was from Hosea with a link. I clicked it. TikTok. Boomer ruins Thanksgiving. 2.3 million views. The video started with DeWitt carving, pink juice running, cut to Isadora's face twisting into rage, cut to the slap. The sound design was actually impressive. Someone had amplified it. Cut to me standing there, blood on my lip. Cut to my silent walk through the kitchen. Comedy music underneath. The skull emoji bouncing in the corner. I watched it 3 times. The comments scrolled endlessly. This old man really thought he could cook? With 84,000 likes. The slap heard round the world? With 62,000. That son laughing is sending me with 91,000. I grabbed my legal pad, started taking notes. Who was visible? What was audible? Traced the original post to Courtney something, one of Isadora's influencer friends. My producer brain clicked into gear. 2.3 million views in 14 hours. 47,000 comments. Shares across Twitter, Instagram, probably Reddit by now. This wasn't humiliation anymore. This was publicity. I showered, made coffee, debated calling DeWitt, decided against it, let him sweat. 7 a.m., I drove to Barton Springs Pool. 12 years every morning, 3/4 of a mile in spring-fed water, cold enough to stop your heart. Routine keeps you sane. Routine keeps you sharp. The water hit like November in liquid form. I swam. Stroke, breathe, stroke, breathe. The cold washed away everything except clarity. In the locker room, I was toweling off when someone said my name. Orville? Orville Hughes? Jesus, how long has it been? DeWalt Richardson stood there, grayer than I remembered. Slight paunch, but those sharp reporter eyes hadn't changed. 5 years? 6? Since the PBS fundraiser? God, that was a night. You still swimming here? Every morning. Clears the head. I should start. My doctor keeps threatening me. He stopped. Hey, what happened to your face? I adjusted my glasses. The morning light caught my yellowing bruise perfectly. Oh, family dinner. You know how it goes. Family dinner did that. Let's just say some relatives believe in physical expressions of disappointment. Awkward silence. Then, want to grab coffee? I've got an hour before I'm due at the station. Mozart's coffee sits on South Congress, under oak trees older than both of us. We got espresso. Sat outside. Morning Austin bustled past. Joggers, dog walkers, people who didn't have viral videos of their public humiliation. So, DeWalt stirred his coffee. You going to tell me what really happened? Have you heard of elder abuse? He paused mid-sip. In a professional capacity, yeah. Why? Just curious. What if, hypothetically, an elderly person was assaulted by family members? On camera? And those family members had been, say, manipulating him financially for years? Hypothetically, that would be a hell of a story. Hypothetically. Orville, are you telling me? I'm not telling you anything, but I am thinking about doing something big. Legacy project? Charity work? Something that might interest your viewers? You're being cryptic. I'm a television producer. We're trained in suspense. He laughed. We finished our coffee, made vague plans to meet again. I could see his reporter brain working, calculating angles, sources, potential stories. Perfect. At 10 a.m., I visited my bank downtown, requested detailed statements. Every transaction with DeWitt over 5 years printed out like a receipt for trust. $30,000 in 2023, $15,000 in 2021, $8,000 in 2019. Total, $67,000. The bank manager looked concerned. Would you like overdraft protection? No, thank you. But I would like receipts of every transaction for tax purposes. Tax purposes? And possibly criminal ones. But let's start with taxes. Driving home, I remembered something. Mid-October, I'd stopped by DeWitt's house unannounced, heard voices on the back patio, walked through the side gate. Isadora and Velma, wine glasses catching afternoon sun, completely unaware I was 10 feet away behind the hedge. When the old man kicks it, we'll have power of attorney sorted. Hosea lives too far away to stop us? The house alone is worth $800,000. I'd pulled out my phone. 4 minutes of audio. Crystal clear. At home, I opened a new folder on my computer. Labeled it Season Finale. Raw footage. Started organizing bank statements. Audio recording. Yesterday's camera footage. Screenshots of the viral video. My phone rang. Hosea. Dad, I saw it. I'm calling you right now. I'm okay, sweetheart. You're not okay. That bitch hit you, and DeWitt laughed. Language. I'm 35 years old, and I'll curse if I want. Are you pressing charges? No. Why not? Because I have a better idea. Silence. Then, I'm listening. Do you remember what I used to say about revenge? That it's best served cold. No, that it's best served in prime time. She laughed, sharp, appreciative. Dad, you're not. I spent 30 years making reality TV. I know exactly how to destroy someone's reputation legally, ethically, and entertainingly. I'm equal parts worried and impressed. I need you to do something. Don't contact DeWitt. Don't defend me on social media. Don't respond to any of this. Can you do that? Why? Because when this goes down, you need to be clean, untouchable. The good daughter who was far away and didn't know. Dad, what are you planning? Something they'll never see coming. Something that'll make that turkey look perfectly cooked by comparison. We talked for another hour. She supported me. Completely. Her brother had been an entitled brat since childhood. This was just the final act. By 10 p.m., I'd had 2 glasses of bourbon. Unusual for me. The support from Hosea, the interest from DeWalt, the possibilities opening up like flowers in Fast Forward, it all went to my head. I opened Facebook. Typed, sometimes the turkey isn't the only thing that's been roasting. Stay tuned. Hit post. Felt clever for exactly 30 seconds. Then my producer brain kicked in. The TV emoji. Stay tuned. Producer language. DeWitt's friends work in social media marketing. I deleted it. 8 minutes had passed. Too late. My phone exploded. Screenshot after screenshot circulating. DeWitt's group chat visible in shares. Trevor. Dude, your dad just posted this. DeWitt. What? Isadora. What does that mean? DeWitt. I don't know, he deleted it already. Isadora. He knows something. I paced my back porch. The bourbon turned warm in my hand. Maybe I'd just ruined everything. Or maybe the mistake wasn't a mistake. My phone rang. Unknown number. Hello? Mr. Hughes? This is Patricia Chen from the Austin American-Statesman. I'm calling about a viral video that's been... I have nothing to say about that. I understand, but I've been doing research into your son's company. There are some interesting financial records that are publicly available, and I wondered if you'd like to comment on... I sat up. What financial records? Well, it seems DeWitt Hughes's employer filed for bankruptcy protection last week. I'm guessing he hasn't told you that his entire department is being laid off after the new year? My bourbon glass stopped halfway to my mouth. He hasn't mentioned it, no. I'm also seeing liens filed against his home, 3 credit card companies, and... She paused. Mr. Hughes, I probably shouldn't tell you this, but your daughter-in-law has been tagged in about 40 posts at high-end restaurants and stores in the past month. The spending doesn't match someone facing foreclosure. No, it doesn't, does it? If you'd like to go on record about the assault, about any financial elder abuse, I can help tell your story. We have a series running called Golden Years, Tarnished Dreams about... Not yet, but soon. Can you give me until next week? Next week? Mr. Hughes, this story is hot right now, the video alone. Next week I'll give you something better than a video. I'll give you a documentary, a full investigation, receipts, recordings, the works. But I need time to compile everything properly. Silence. Then, you recorded them? I'm a television producer, Miss Chen. I always keep B-roll. She laughed, sharp, appreciative. Okay, next week. But Orville, call me Patricia, and I want an exclusive. You'll get it. One condition. When this breaks, it breaks everywhere simultaneously. I want this trending on every platform by Friday. Which Friday? I looked at my calendar, counted days. December 20th, right before Christmas, when families are supposed to be together. Patricia's smile was audible. That's cold. No, that's justice. The cold part comes after. I hung up, opened a new note on my phone, typed timeline, then underneath, Day 1, Thanksgiving, the slap. Day 2, viral. Day 3, my phone buzzed. Another Austin area code. Mr. Hughes, this is Beatrice Hoffman, attorney at law. I saw the video of your assault. I specialize in elder abuse cases. I'd like to offer my services pro bono. This is exactly the kind of case that changes laws. I stared at the message, then at DeWitt's panicked group chat still circulating, then at my reflection in the dark window. This wasn't revenge anymore. This was a production. I texted Beatrice. Coffee Monday morning, 8 a.m. Mozart's on South Congress. Bring contracts. Then DeWalt. Remember that hypothetical story we discussed? Not so hypothetical anymore. Can you have a camera crew available in 3 weeks? Then I opened my laptop, loaded the audio file from October, Isadora and Velma discussing my death like a business transaction, started editing. The mistake was posting that Facebook message. But the bigger mistake? That was theirs. Forever thinking I'd go quietly. Mozart's coffee at 6:45 a.m., Monday morning, same outdoor table, different purpose. I nursed black coffee, watching sunrise paint, Congress Avenue orange. My phone showed 89 missed calls from DeWitt, 34 from Isadora, 12 from Velma. The viral video hit 4.7 million views. Someone made it into a Thanksgiving meme template. I wasn't watching anymore. The 3-page contract Beatrice emailed at midnight sat open on my iPad. Elder abuse case, pro bono representation. She arrived at 8 exactly. Leather briefcase, gray-streaked black hair and a bun, reading glasses on a chain. Ordered chamomile tea, no sugar. Mr. Hughes, I've handled 43 elder abuse cases. Yours is textbook. I'm not sure I'm ready to call it abuse. They're my family. Your family assaulted you. On camera. While 30 people laughed. What would you call it? Disappointing. She slid the contract across. Let's call it what it is, and let's make sure they face consequences. Real ones. I don't want them in jail. Then what do you want? I want them to understand what they lost. I want them to feel it. That, Mr. Hughes, I can absolutely deliver. I signed 3 places. She pulled out her iPad, opened case management software. First, we established the pattern. You've given them money over the years? $67,000 total. I have bank records. Good. Did they repay any of it? No. It was always loans that became gifts. Her fingers moved across the screen. Did they promise repayment? Yes. Text messages, emails. Excellent. That's fraud if we need it to be. She pulled up the TikTok video. 4.7 M views. Watched the slap. Her jaw tightened. This is criminal battery in Texas. Class A misdemeanor. Up to a year in jail. I don't want that. I know. But they don't know that. Leverage. Orville. We're building leverage. She made notes. The October recording, that's conspiracy to commit guardianship fraud. Texas is one-party consent. You were party to the conversation. Yes, we can use it, but I want more. I might have an idea about that. She leaned forward. I like ideas. I used to produce reality TV. What if I invited them over? Set up cameras. Let them incriminate themselves. Hidden cameras in your own home. Legally gray. Texas is 2-party consent for recording, so you'd need to post notice. Or, she paused, or you get their verbal consent. How? Tell them you're making a family documentary, a legacy project, for posterity. If they consent, even implicitly by staying, everything is admissible. That's brilliant. I've done this before. She closed her iPad. Orville, I need you to understand something. This path, documentation, legal action, public exposure. It will destroy your relationship with your son. Permanently. Are you prepared for that? I thought about the slap, the laughter, the October recording. I don't think I have a relationship to destroy. That afternoon, I called Lemuel Santos. Lem operated cameras on my reality shows for 15 years. Puerto Rican, stocky, technical genius. He arrived at 7 p.m. with equipment cases. Man, this feels wrong. These are your kids. My kid. Singular. My son and his wife. Still. Hidden cameras in your own house? You remember that show we did? Cheaters Exposed? Yeah, but those were strangers. This is family. Exactly. Strangers I could forgive. Family? They knew better. Lem held up a smoke detector camera. This thing cost $400. You know what that means. What? Your son's betrayal better be worth at least $400 of footage. That's like 30 seconds of him being terrible? Knowing DeWitt, 20 seconds tops. He's efficient with his awfulness. We installed 5 cameras over 3 hours. Smoke detector in the living room. Air purifier in the kitchen. Vintage clock in the dining room. Picture frame bookshelf in the study. Thermostat housing in the hallway. All wireless, feeding to my laptop. This one's got night vision, Lem said, adjusting the smoke detector. Audio pickup radius of 20 feet. You'll catch everything. Good, because I'm tired of being the only one being watched. Wednesday evening, I texted DeWitt. Let's talk. Move past this. Dinner Wednesday at my place? He agreed immediately. Too immediately. They arrived at 7. The atmosphere was awkward, overly polite. Everyone performing. Orville, this roast is delicious. Much better than the Isadora caught herself. Much better than restaurant food. Thank you, Isadora. I'm glad you came. I know things have been tense. Dad, look, about Thanksgiving. I should have stood up for you. You were laughing. I remember. DeWitt went silent. We're both sorry, Isadora said. It was a stressful day, and I overreacted. You hit me. I know. It was unforgivable. I've been seeing a therapist about my anger. She hadn't, but I smiled. That's good. Growth is important. I'd left bank statements on the kitchen table. $2.3 million in the investment account summary, accidentally visible when Isadora asked about dessert recipes. Let me just grab the recipe card, I said, heading to the bathroom. Through the wireless mic still clipped to my shirt, I heard them whisper, Did you see those bank statements? Not now. 2.3 million. And he's living in this tiny house? He's frugal. Always has been. He's hoarding. While we're drowning. This is ridiculous. We need to talk to Marcus again, the lawyer, about the competency thing. Long pause. Yeah. Okay. I flushed the toilet, washed my hands. The microphone buzzed with electronic feedback. I walked back out. Dad, seriously, what does that sound? DeWitt's face showed suspicion. Is something wrong with your hearing aid? My heart jumped. Oh, yes. New one. Still adjusting the settings. The audiologist said there might be feedback. You never mentioned getting a hearing aid. You never asked how I was doing. DeWitt asks about you all the time, Isadora said. Does he? Because my phone log shows 1 call from him in the past 3 months. Before Thanksgiving. We've been busy. Of course, I understand. Would anyone like dessert? They left at 9:30, all smiles and promises to do this again soon. Lem came over at 10. We reviewed footage until past midnight, frame by frame. Every whisper, every furtive glance, and then we got to the study. Wait, Lem said. Go back. What's he doing? I rewound. Watched DeWitt enter my study while Isadora kept me distracted, asking about dessert recipes. Watched him open my desk drawer, pull out my will. My hands went cold. He read it quickly, professionally, like he'd been looking for it. Then he photographed every page. 6 pages. 6 photos. Methodical. Efficient. Then he texted someone. Lem enhanced the image. Zoomed in on his phone screen reflected in the desk's glass surface. 50-50 split. We need to make sure Hosea doesn't contest. Who's he texting? Lem asked. DeWitt's thumb moved again. Once we get power of attorney, we can modify the will. He'll never know until it's too late. Response. What about your sister? DeWitt. She lives in Portland. By the time she finds out, everything will be in our names. Something cracked inside my chest. Not my heart breaking. Something harder. Something that sounded like a door closing. Orville? Lem's voice was quiet. You okay? They're not just coming after me. They're planning to cut Hosea out completely. Jesus. I closed the laptop, sat in the dark. The dinner was Wednesday. Today is Thursday. They've had 24 hours to think they got away with it. What are you going to do? I pulled out my phone, scrolled to Warren Hutchins, estate planning attorney, the best in Austin, the one who'd drawn up my current will. I'm going to give them exactly what they're planning to take, and then I'm going to watch them try to spend it. Lem frowned. I don't follow. You will. I hit dial. Warren answered on the third ring, voice groggy. Orville? It's midnight. What? Warren, I need to change my will. Tomorrow. Emergency session. Change it how? I smiled in the darkness, watching the paused image, my son photographing the document that detailed his inheritance. I'm leaving everything to charity. Every penny. Effective immediately. Silence. Then, Orville, that's extreme. Have you thought about... I've thought about nothing else. Can you do it or not? I can do it. But Orville, if you're doing this out of anger... I'm not angry, Warren. I'm awake. There's a difference. Tomorrow, 9 a.m., your office. I hung up. Lem stared at me. You're really going to disinherit your son? No. I'm going to make him think I disinherited him. Then I'm going to let him panic. Then I'm going to document every desperate, illegal thing he does trying to reverse it. That's cold, calculated, cruel. Lem shook his head slowly. I was going to say brilliant, also cold, but mostly brilliant. My phone buzzed. Text from DeWitt. Thanks for dinner, Dad. Meant a lot. Let's do it again soon. I showed Lem. We both stared. You going to respond? I typed, Anytime, son. Family is everything. Hit send. Turned off my phone. Tomorrow I would rewrite my will. Tomorrow I would set the trap. Tomorrow the documentary would truly begin. Lem stood to leave. Stopped at the door. You know what the scariest part is? What? You're smiling. I touched my face. He was right. Good television always has a twist in Act 2. What's the twist? I looked at the frozen image of DeWitt photographing my will, his face illuminated by his phone's glow, greedy and focused and completely unaware he was being filmed. The twist is that the villain doesn't know he's in a documentary. He thinks he's getting away with it. Until the credits roll. Warren Hutchins' law office sits on Congress Avenue downtown. Mahogany desk. Silver-haired attorney. 20 years of trust between us. Friday morning, 9 a.m. A brand new will lay between us. 7 pages. Not a single mention of DeWitt or Isadora. Everything, $2.3 million, going to the Dignity and Aging Foundation. Didn't exist yet. I'd create it. Sign here. Initial here. Warren slid the document across. And Orville, are you absolutely certain? Never been more certain of anything. I signed without hesitation. This is irrevocable, Orville. Once you sign, DeWitt gets nothing. That's the idea. He's your son, your only son. Was, past tense. The man who hit me for a raw turkey isn't my son anymore. She hit you. DeWitt just laughed. He did worse. He stood there and let it happen. In my world, that's called complicity. Warren sighed. I've done estate law for 38 years. You know what I've learned? Money destroys more families than disease. Then it's already destroyed mine. I'm just making it official. Warren processed the will with formal precision, notarized it, sealed it, filed it, explained that in Texas, a new will automatically supersedes the old one. I took notes. This decoy would stay visible. In my car, on my desk at home. The real will stayed in my safety deposit box at Wells Fargo. That afternoon, I met Jerry, Pauline, and Vincent at Ironworks BBQ on Red River Street. 3 TV producers I'd worked with in the 2000s. Over brisket and shiner, I pitched them a hypothetical reality show. Elderly father, greedy adult children, hidden cameras, financial manipulation. So in your show concept, the dad just takes it, gets slapped and walks away? Jerry asked. No. He's patient. He documents everything, builds a case. For what? Lawsuit? Pauline leaned forward. For justice. Public, undeniable, devastating justice. Dark. I love it. What's the twist? Vincent grinned. The twist is the dad isn't helpless. He's a retired TV producer. He knows exactly how to manipulate narrative, create viral moments, destroy reputations. Jerry laughed. So it's revenge for the AARP crowd? It's revenge documentary. There's a difference. Would anyone watch this? Pauline asked. 4.7 million people watched a video of me getting slapped. Yes, people would watch. Vincent stopped mid-bite. Wait, that was you? That turkey video? I smiled. What turkey video? They loved it. Every beat, every angle. I took mental notes on their reactions. What shocked them, what engaged them, what was too far. Testing my narrative. That weekend, I dove into research. DeWitt gave me online banking access in 2023 when I needed help understanding my new account. He never revoked it. I logged in. Exported everything. The numbers were devastating. 67K credit card debt. 3 cards maxed. 25K, 9K, 8K. Mortgage payment 60 days late. Yet Isadora's Instagram showed designer purchases from last week. I organized 1,047 transactions in a spreadsheet, highlighted every transfer from me to DeWitt in yellow, 30K 2023, 15K 2021, 12K 2020, 8K 2019, 2K 2018. Total $67,000. Then I found it. December 3rd, Isadora's Instagram post, taking care of important family business, geotagged, Greenfield Law Offices. I Googled the attorney, Marcus Greenfield, specializes in conservatorships and guardianships for elderly clients. They were building a case to declare me incompetent. Friday evening, I called Hosea. Dad, I got your email, the bank records. Jesus, DeWitt owes $67,000? That we know of. Credit cards he hasn't told me about, possibly. And he's been asking you for money while maxing out his cards? Yes. And Isadora's been buying Gucci bags. I want to kill them. Get in line. But Hosea, I need you to do something harder than killing them. What? Nothing. I need you to do absolutely nothing. Don't call DeWitt. Don't defend me online. Don't engage. Why? Because when this goes public, and it will, you need to be innocent. You need to be the daughter who was far away, who didn't know, who couldn't stop it. Dad, that sounds like I'm planning something big. Yes, I am. Pause. I don't need his half of the inheritance. You know that, right? I know. That's why you're getting it. Sunday morning, DeWitt dropped by unannounced. Hey, Dad. Sorry to drop by. Our trimmer broke. No problem. It's in the garage. Help yourself. He walked to the garage, passing my car. The decoy wheel sat on the passenger seat. Window down. Cover page perfectly visible in bright sunlight. Last will and testament. Orville H. Hughes. December 6th, 2024. Too perfect. You been to see Warren Hutchins? His voice was casual but tight. Oh, yes. Estate planning. You know, at my age. Everything okay? Everything's fine. Just updating paperwork. Boring legal stuff. He glanced at the visible will. Right. Boring. How's Isadora? Good, great. She's really sorry about Thanksgiving. I'm sure she is. He grabbed the trimmer, eager to leave. Thanks for this. I'll bring it back tomorrow. No rush. Family helps family, right? He paused at that phrase. Right, yeah. After he left, I reviewed the garage camera footage, watched his face as he spotted the will. His eyes flicked to it, then to me, then back. Calculation, not panic. Suspicion. I'd staged it too obviously. The window perfectly positioned, the document perfectly angled. It looked staged. DeWitt saw through it. That night, I sat alone in my living room. Evidence covered my coffee table. Bank statements, screenshots, audio files. I pulled up old photos on my phone. DeWitt's graduation from UT Austin in 2010. Computer science degree. I'd been so proud. Threw a party. Gave a toast about my son being smarter than I ever was. Young DeWitt's face. Hopeful. Ambitious. Not yet hardened by failure and debt and Isadora's influence. When did you change? My finger hovered over his contact. I could call. Could say, I saw you looking at documents. Let's talk about this. Let's fix this. Could give him one more chance. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. Your son is asking friends how to contest a will. Thought you should know. Emma. I stared at the message. Then at the photo of young DeWitt. Then at the bank statements showing $67,000 in exploitation. I deleted the photo. Made myself bourbon. I didn't change him. I just finally saw him clearly. Sunday evening, Beatrice called. Orville, we have a problem. My stomach dropped. What kind? I did some digging into Marcus Greenfield. He's filed 4 guardianship petitions in December alone. His success rate is 91%. I know. I researched him. Did you research his timeline? From petition to granted guardianship, his average is 42 days. I calculated quickly. December 6th plus 42 days, mid-January. They could have control of my assets by Valentine's Day. If they file this week, yes. And Orville? I have a source in his office. They're drafting a petition. For you, specifically. The room tilted. How do you know? Because my source is his paralegal, and she's Hosea's college roommate. Small world, Austin. What's the petition say? The usual. Memory problems. Poor judgment. Unable to manage finances. They'll cite the raw turkey as evidence of cognitive decline. They'll cite your age. They'll bring in a doctor, probably one Marcus has used before, who will testify you showed signs of dementia. I'm 68 and sharper than most 30-year-olds. Doesn't matter. It's a performance. And Marcus is very good at directing it. I almost laughed. So we're in a race, my documentary versus their legal fiction. Yes. And Orville? They're faster. Courts move quickly on elder conservatorships. Public opinion moves slowly. Then I need to move the timeline up. How far up? I pulled up my calendar. December 20th for the press conference. December 23rd for the viral launch. Christmas Day for the family confrontation. Too slow. If they filed this week, they'd have a court date by Christmas. I need to go public now, this week. That's too soon. You don't have enough. I have a viral assault video. I have audio of them plotting. I have bank records showing financial exploitation. I have their law office visits documented. How much more do I need? Silence. Then, a smoking gun. Something undeniable. Something that makes them look so bad that no judge would grant them guardianship. I'm working on it. Work faster. She hung up. My phone buzzed. Text from DeWitt. Hey, Dad. Isadora and I were thinking, since Thanksgiving was such a disaster, why don't we host an early Christmas dinner at our place? This weekend? Make it up to you? I stared at the message. Read it 3 times. They were inviting me to their house, their territory, where I couldn't have hidden cameras. Why? I opened my laptop, pulled up property records for DeWitt's house. Foreclosure notice filed November 15th. They had until December 31st to pay $8,400 in back payments, or the bank would begin proceedings. They needed money. Fast. Or, and this made more sense with the guardianship petition, they needed me to do something on camera at their house that they could use as evidence of incompetence. It was a trap. But traps work both ways. I texted back. That would be lovely. What can I bring? DeWitt. Just yourself, Dad. We'll handle everything. The same phrase he'd used before asking for the $30,000 loan. I opened a new text. To Lem. Can you make a camera small enough to fit in my watch? I need it by Saturday. Lem. James Bond style. Me. Better. Reality TV style. They'll never see it coming. Lem. One spy watch. Coming up. This is getting fun. Me. For you, maybe. For them? I looked at the calendar. December 14th. 8 days away. 8 days to prepare. 8 days to get them to destroy themselves on camera in their own home. I called Beatrice back. I've got your smoking gun. What is it? Dinner and a show. Orville, They invited me to their house. December 14th. They're going to try to get evidence of my incompetence. Probably have me sign something. And you're going to walk into that? I'm going to run into it. With cameras they'll never see. And I'm going to let them hang themselves. Long pause. You're either brilliant or insane. I produced reality TV for 30 years. I'm definitely both. What do you need from me? A notary. Someone who can come to their house and verify that any document they try to make me sign is done under duress. I might know someone. And Beatrice? Whatever happens at that dinner, I need you to file a preemptive motion the next day. Something that blocks their guardianship petition before it goes to court. On what grounds? On the grounds that the plaintiff is about to be exposed for elder abuse, financial exploitation, and conspiracy to commit fraud. The video evidence will be attached. The evidence you don't have yet. The evidence I will have by December 15th. I hung up and pulled out my notebook. Season finale. Crossed out December 20th, press conference. Wrote December 14th, dinner at DeWitt's, climax. Then underneath, December 15th, everything goes public. Act 2 was ending. Act 3 was about to begin. And this time, the villain wouldn't see the cameras until it was far, far too late. KVUE News Studios, Saturday, December 28th, 1:47 p.m. The green room smelled like stale coffee and nerves. DeWalt paced beside me, wireless mic pack clipped to his belt, going over the plan for the 3rd time. You're sure about this? I adjusted my tie, the same one from my retirement party in 2019. Checked my reflection. The bruise had faded to yellow, but stage makeup brought it back. Angry. Fresh. Perfect. More sure than I've been about anything. My phone showed 2 texts from DeWitt. Dad, where are you? And we're about to start the game. Wish you were here. Cowboys pregame coverage. They'd be settling in right about now. Beer, nachos, living room, KVUE on for sports commentary. I silenced my phone. A production assistant knocked. Mr. Hughes, we're ready for you. I stood, smoothed my jacket. DeWalt whispered, this is going to be one hell of a broadcast. He had no idea. The studio lights hit hot and bright. Camera 1, camera 2. The teleprompter I wouldn't need. I'd memorized every word. DeWalt settled into his anchor chair, signaled the director. 3, 2, 1. Today we have Orville Hughes, a 30-year veteran of television production who's making an extraordinary announcement. I began calmly. Talked about elderly dignity, family responsibility, then pivoted. I'm creating the Dignity and Aging Foundation with my entire life savings, $2.3 million, because I've experienced firsthand what happens when families fail their elders. Turned to camera, showed documents, bank statements, attorney letters, family violence on Thanksgiving, touched my makeup-enhanced bruise. 30 witnesses. Someone filmed it. I'm sure you've seen it. My voice never wavered. That's what made it devastating. The calmness, the clarity, no hysteria. Just facts delivered like weather reports. 7 minutes. That's all it took. I hope my family's watching. I hope they understand that dignity has a price, and sometimes that price is everything. Cut to commercial. DeWalt exhaled. Jesus, Orville. How was it? Devastating. Absolutely devastating. Perfect. 15 miles away, DeWitt and Isadora's living room. They'd just turned on KVUE. 2:15 p.m. Pre-game coverage, except... That's your father, Isadora said. DeWitt, that's your father. On TV. DeWitt's beer stopped halfway to his mouth. What is he? On screen, I mentioned my life savings. $2.3 million. To charity. His entire what? Isadora's voice hit that pitch. DeWitt, did he say? Shut up. Let me listen. But she couldn't shut up, watching her future evaporate on live television. Family violence, I said on screen. He's talking about me. He's talking about me on live TV. He didn't say your name. Everyone knows. The video. Everyone saw the video. DeWitt's phone rang, then Isadora's, then both. Then they didn't stop. By 2:23 p.m., 6 minutes after the broadcast ended, they had 47 missed calls. Text messages flooded like a biblical plague. Dude, is this about you? OMG, that was your Thanksgiving? We need to talk Monday morning. DeWitt's boss. What is happening? Call me now. Velma. Elder abuser. Unknown number. Karma's a bitch. Unknown number. Isadora's phone slipped from her hand. Hit the floor. She didn't pick it up. DeWitt just stared at his screen. Call log showing 47 entries in 6 minutes. Then 48. 49. 50. This can't be happening, Isadora whispered. But it was. YouTube had the clip by 3 p.m. TikTok by 4 p.m. with 200K views. By 6 p.m., someone connected it to the original turkey slap. Both videos circulating together. Perfect before and after narrative. DeWitt tried calling me 38 times. Voicemail, voicemail, voicemail. I watched from my study. Lem had set up a monitor showing DeWitt's call attempts in real time. We'd cloned his phone data weeks ago. Probably illegal. Definitely satisfying. It's like watching a slot machine, Lem said. Except instead of winning money, he's losing his mind. That's dark, Lem. You literally just destroyed your son on live television. Fair point. Call attempt 54. Voicemail. You going to answer eventually? Not until he's had 6 full hours to panic. 6 hours is the magic number. Any less, they're still hoping for mercy. 6 hours, they start making mistakes. By 8 p.m., they'd stopped calling, started strategizing. Velma had arrived. I could see her car in their driveway, via the neighborhood security camera network. Public access completely legal. That's when I answered. Dad. Finally. What the hell were you thinking? I was thinking about dignity. Were you? You just went on live TV and... I went on live TV and announced a charitable foundation. What's the problem? You know what the problem is. You made it sound like... Like what? I never mentioned your name. Everyone knows it's us. My phone hasn't stopped ringing. Isadora is screaming in the background. Beautiful, really. She's having a breakdown. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate? Dad, you just gave away $2.3 million. My $2.3 million to spend as I choose. But that was, we thought. You thought what? That it would be yours eventually? That you could declare me incompetent and take it? Silence. Long. Damning. What? Marcus Greenfield, guardianship attorney. Ring any bells? Even longer silence. How did you... I'm 68 years old, not senile. I know what you were planning. Both of you. Isadora grabbed the phone. You ruined us, do you understand? You ruined our lives. No, Isadora. You ruined your own life when you hit me. I just made sure everyone knew about it. Good night. I hung up. Lem was staring at me. That was cold. Good television always is. By 10 p.m., the video had 1.2 million views on YouTube alone. Reddit had 4 different threads. TikTok turned my bruised face into a meme template. When you give away millions just to spite your kids. Hosea called from Portland, crying, good tears. Dad, you were amazing, so calm, so strong. I didn't feel strong. I felt tired and vindicated. Then a text. Unknown number. Mr. Hughes, this is Stephanie Chen, BuzzFeed News. I'd love to interview you about... Delete. TMZ would like to offer... Delete. NBC News would like to schedule... Delete. Then Velma called. You monster. You destroyed my daughter. You destroyed your son. For what? Because your feelings were hurt? Because I was assaulted in my own family. She barely touched you. The video suggests otherwise. You're a vindictive, cruel old man. I hope you die alone. Probably will now, but at least I'll die with dignity. Can Isadora say the same? She hung up. Then my laptop showed something new. Posted 20 minutes ago. 47,000 views already. Title: The real story behind that viral dad. Family responds. Thumbnail: DeWitt and Isadora, looking remorseful on their couch. I clicked play. Hi everyone, I'm DeWitt Hughes, and I need to tell you the truth about what happened on Thanksgiving. My stomach dropped. Isadora dabbed at her eyes. My father-in-law is sick. He's been showing signs of dementia for months. We've been trying to help him, but he refuses treatment. The turkey incident, he forgot to cook it. Then he forgot he'd forgotten. And when we tried to gently tell him, he became violent. Complete lie. Provable lie. But a good lie. DeWitt, the video everyone saw, it's been edited. What you didn't see was my father throwing dishes, shouting, scaring the kids at dinner. My wife was trying to calm him down when he lunged at her. She defended herself. There were no kids at dinner. I didn't throw anything. But it was strategic. Effective. Isadora. We love him. We're trying to get him help. But instead of accepting help, he's lashing out. Giving away his life savings to hurt us. It's elder self-abuse, and it breaks our hearts. The video ended with a plea. If you know someone suffering from dementia, please help them get treatment. Comments rolled in. Oh wow, this changes everything. The old man does seem confused. Those kids look genuinely hurt. I sat back, hands shaking slightly. They'd counterattacked. Faster than I expected. Smarter than I expected. My phone rang. Beatrice, please tell me you're seeing this. I'm seeing it. This is bad, Orville. They just flipped the narrative. You're not the victim anymore. You're the confused elderly man who needs help. I know. Do you have proof? Real proof? I thought about the dinner footage. Isadora photographing my bank statements. DeWitt rifling through my desk. Their whispered conversations. I have proof, but I was saving it. For what? For the perfect moment. Orville, there is no perfect moment anymore. They just changed the game. You release your evidence now, or you lose the war. I looked at their video, at the sympathetic comments multiplying, at my carefully planned timeline falling apart. Monday morning, I said. 9 a.m., press conference. But this time we don't just tell them what happened. We show them. Show them what? Everything. Sunday morning. I hadn't slept. My study looked like a war room. Coffee cups everywhere. Laptop showing Lem's rough cut of the evidence. 10 minutes and 43 seconds. Devastating footage. Isadora photographing my bank statements. DeWitt rifling through my desk. Their whispered conversations about my money. The October recording of them discussing my death like a business transaction. But DeWitt and Isadora's response video had 340,000 views now. Comments turning sympathetic. Proof doesn't matter if no one believes it. I texted Beatrice. Mozart's 8 a.m.? Her response, already there. Bring the footage. By Sunday afternoon, the combined story hit 8.1 million views across platforms, but split 4.7 M on my side, 3.4 M on theirs. Reddit was divided. Twitter was a battlefield. The story was trending number 3 nationally, dignity in aging, but framed as complicated family dispute, rather than clear-cut elder abuse. Monday morning, 9:17 a.m. DeWitt's phone rang, his boss. "We can't have this association. The company's getting calls. Our clients are uncomfortable. We're putting you on unpaid leave pending investigation." DeWitt stood in his kitchen, coffee halfway made. "I haven't done anything illegal. You're a PR liability. This is about optics." 4 minutes. That's how long it took to end his career. He hung up. Told Isadora, "I just lost my job." She was reading emails. "I just lost my income too. 3 sponsors. Gone. We no longer feel your personal brand aligns with our values." They stared at each other. Rent due in 3 days. Mortgage 90 days late. Maybe $3,000 in checking. Their phones had become instruments of torture. Every buzz another bad news notification. At 11 a.m., my second press conference aired. This time, not just me talking. Video evidence. Cameras watching Isadora photograph documents. Audio playing their whispered conversations. "Did you see those bank statements? 2.3 million? We need to talk to Marcus again about the competency thing." DeWalt asked the necessary question. "And you recorded this? How?" "Security cameras in my own home, which I'm legally entitled to have." "But did they know they were being recorded?" I hesitated. Just a second. "No." That hesitation would haunt me. An hour later, Marcus Greenfield was on TV. "This is textbook illegal surveillance. Texas requires 2-party consent for recording private conversations. Mr. Hughes violated that. More concerning, this appears to be a vindictive elderly man manufacturing evidence to justify his own financial decisions." The narrative pivoted. Not, what did the recordings catch, but were the recordings legal? Media segments featured legal experts debating recording consent. My methods overshadowed my message. I'd given them the wrong story to focus on. Tuesday night, reading comments. They're arguing about the camera, not what the camera caught. Beatrice's text. "You gave them an out. They're not defending their actions, they're attacking yours. You let them change the subject." Wednesday, DeWitt and Isadora released their apology video. It was coached, rehearsed, desperate. Lem and I watched from my study. "This is the worst apology I've ever seen," Lem said, "and I worked on a show where someone apologized for eating their roommate's pet turtle." The turtle thing was genuine remorse. The turtle was an accident. This is calculated damage control. On screen, Isadora dabbed at dry eyes. DeWitt read from notes. Somewhere, a PR manager was crying into his $5,000 retainer. "You know what the funniest part is?" I said. "What?" "They paid someone to make them look this bad. That's not free incompetence. That's premium artisanal incompetence." By Thursday evening, the video had 240K views, 91% dislike ratio. The comments were merciless. "This is more fake than a reality show. They hired a PR person, LOL." The dad was right. But their counter-narrative was working elsewhere. Extended family had started posting. Concerned relatives, sharing troubling patterns about my controlling behavior. Thursday afternoon, DeWitt and Isadora's kitchen. 3:47 p.m. They hadn't spoken properly in 2 days. DeWitt sleeping on the couch. Isadora locked in the bedroom. First eviction warning had arrived. Mortgage company sent another letter. They owed Brent Wallace $5,000. DeWitt came in for coffee. Isadora was scrolling comments on their apology video. "They're calling us sociopaths." "Yeah." "Your father destroyed us." "Yeah." "And you're just okay with that?" He turned. "What do you want me to say? That I'm thrilled?" "I want you to do something." "Like what? Hit him?" "Oh, wait. You already tried that." Isadora threw her phone. It cracked against the wall. "Stop blaming me for everything." "Everything is because of you. If I hadn't what?" Reacted to his disrespect. "Because you hit him, Isadora. On camera. That's not complicated. He was ruining Thanksgiving. He made a mistake. People make mistakes. You don't assault them for it." "I barely touched him." "There's a video. 4.7 million people watched you barely touch him." Her face crumbled. "So it's all my fault. The job, the money, the house. All me." "That's not—" "Look, we both made mistakes." "No, you said it. This is because of me." "Isadora, and you know what the worst part is? He was right to hate us. We were planning to screw him over. The guardianship thing, your idea, remember? It was your mother's idea? That you agreed to, so don't stand there acting like you're innocent. Velma walked in. I heard shouting. Out! They both yelled. First thing they'd agreed on in days. Isadora sat down, head in hands. We're going to lose everything. I know. The house, our reputation, each other probably. DeWitt didn't deny it. Just stood there looking at his wife and seeing a stranger. Maybe we deserve this. What? Maybe we did this to ourselves? Maybe he's not the villain? Don't you dare. I'm just saying, what if we're watching the wrong story? Are you seriously taking his side? I'm not taking anyone's side. I'm just tired. Tired of fighting? Tired of lying? Tired of pretending we didn't do exactly what he says we did? He ruined us. We ruined ourselves. He just made sure everyone watched. That truth hung between them. Suffocating. Isadora stood. I'm going to my mother's. For how long? Until you remember whose side you're supposed to be on. She left. Door slammed. DeWitt stood alone in his kitchen, in his house being foreclosed, and for the first time since Thanksgiving, he let himself think. My father was right. Friday evening, I sat in my study, going through damage assessment. Good news. 11.4 million combined views. Foundation website had 340K visits. Guardianship petition stalled indefinitely. Bad news, half the coverage was about my recording methods. Marcus Greenfield had filed a civil suit. Some experts said I might face criminal charges. I was winning, but it felt messy. Incomplete. My phone rang. Unknown Austin number. Mr. Hughes, Detective Sarah Pacheco, Austin Police Department. I'm calling about the recordings you presented. We've received a complaint alleging illegal surveillance. I need you to come down Monday morning. Am I being charged? Not yet. But we need to investigate. Bring your attorney. I called Beatrice immediately. Marcus filed a complaint this afternoon, she said. He's bearing you in process. So I won, but I also lost. Welcome to real life. It's not as clean as TV. After she hung up, I opened my laptop, checked news cycles, social media. Then I saw it. New video. Posted 40 minutes ago. Extended Family Speaks. The truth about Orville Hughes. Thumbnail, Velma, Isadora's aunt. DeWitt's cousin, some friend. Velma in a lawyer's office. Orville Hughes is not the victim he pretends to be. For years he's been controlling, manipulative, emotionally abusive. Complete lies, delivered convincingly. Comments were sympathetic. Wait, so there's a history? The old man does seem obsessed. Maybe everyone's the villain here. Yeah, I closed the laptop. I'd won the battle. Money protected, guardianship blocked. Their lives in ruins. But I hadn't won the war. My phone buzzed. Beatrice, did you see the family video? Me. Yes. Beatrice, we need to respond. They're building evidence that you're the abuser. Me. How? Beatrice, the same way you've been responding. With proof. Me. I'm running out of moves. Beatrice, then we make new ones. We're in endgame now. Next steps have to be perfect. One new email. Subject. Your foundation. Major donor interested. I opened it. Mr. Hughes, my name is Patricia Nguyen. I'm a producer for 60 Minutes. We'd like to do a feature segment on your foundation and your family situation. Full editorial control would remain with us, but we'd like to tell your complete story. Would you be interested? I stared at the email. 60 Minutes. National television, 20 million viewers. Legacy media, the kind that actually changes narratives. I typed, when can we meet? Hit send. My phone rang immediately. Beatrice, tell me you didn't just agree to 60 Minutes without consulting me. How did you... She CC'd me. Orville, this is huge. This is national. If you do this interview, there's no taking it back. I know. They'll interview everyone. This becomes the definitive record. I know. And if you mess it up, you lose everything. Then I won't mess it up. Silence. Then, you want this. More than anything. Why? I thought about the slap, the laughter. My son photographing my will. 30 years producing reality television. I spent 3 decades showing the world other people's family drama. Maybe it's time they saw mine. That's not a good reason. It's the only reason I have. Long sigh. Okay. Monday police station. Monday afternoon we prep for 60 Minutes. But Orville? After this, we're done. This is the finale. We tell the story. We let America decide. We move on. Deal? Deal. I mean it. Last act. I looked around my study. Evidence files, viral screenshots, documentation of betrayal and destruction. Last act, I agreed. But as I hung up, I thought, in television, the last act is always the most dramatic. And I'd been producing television for 30 years. I knew exactly how to make an audience remember an ending. Beatrice's office, mid-February. Second floor, Congress Avenue. Austin's February chill kept most people indoors. Inside, heating hummed, while Beatrice slid a thick document across her desk. Petition for emergency guardianship and conservatorship. Filed by Velma Taylor. Filed 3 days ago. Court date, March 12th. Less than 4 weeks away. My hands shook reading it. Petitioner alleges respondent Orville Hughes exhibits signs of severe cognitive decline, paranoid delusions, self-harm through financial recklessness, and poses a danger to himself. They're saying I'm crazy, Beatrice nodded, and they hired Gregory Pemberton to argue it. He's won 89% of his guardianship cases. Orville, this is serious. If he convinces a judge you're incompetent, Velma becomes your guardian. She controls everything, your money, your house, your medical decisions, everything. I didn't sleep for 2 days. Researched guardianship abuse online. Horrifying stories. Competent elderly people losing all rights because family wanted their assets. Then February 18th, Facebook message from someone I hadn't thought about in 7 years. Theodora Merchant, DeWitt's first wife. Mr. Hughes, I saw what's happening with DeWitt and Isadora. I have information you need. Can we meet? I'm in Austin this week. We met at Kirby Lane Cafe on Guadalupe. Theodora was 42 now. Professional hospital administration. She brought a folder. I should have said something years ago. But I was trying to move on. Trying not to be bitter. The folder contained financial records from DeWitt's first marriage. Hidden income. Secret credit cards. Emails between DeWitt and Isadora from 2015. They were having an affair while he was still married. Planning their upgrade. And texts from October 2024. Once we have control of his accounts, I'll file for divorce. You keep the Austin house, I take half the cash. We both walk away set for life. DeWitt's response, won't he contest it? Isadora, he'll be too senile to know. That's the beauty of the guardianship. I sat there reading this, feeling physically ill. Why are you giving me this? Theodora looked me in the eye. Because DeWitt did the same thing to me he's doing to you. Used me until I was no longer useful. I got out with nothing. Signed a terrible divorce agreement because he said we'd stay friends for the family. Then he married Isadora 6 months later. I'm done being quiet about who he really is. He doesn't know about Isadora's plan? Not a clue. She's playing him like he played us. There's almost poetry in that. There's justice in it, and I want to help you get yours. I scheduled a comprehensive cognitive evaluation at Dell Medical School. Full battery, memory, reasoning, executive function, mini mental state examination. Dr. Kimura reviewed my results 3 days later. Mr. Hughes, I'm going to be direct. Your cognitive function is exceptional for your age. Top 15th percentile. Top 15th? Memory, reasoning, verbal fluency, all well above average. You scored 30 out of 30 on the MMSE. Perfect. I see no indication whatsoever of dementia, cognitive decline, or impairment. Can you put that in writing? I'll have a formal report ready tomorrow. But Mr. Hughes, why are you taking this test? My daughter-in-law's mother is trying to have me declared incompetent. Dr. Kimura paused. Based on what I'm seeing here, that's not just wrong. That's actionable. Meanwhile, 60 Minutes wanted to film everything, including the court hearing. Patricia Nguyen argued it was public interest, elder rights issue. Beatrice warned it could backfire if I appeared agitated on camera. But I agreed. If they want to call me crazy on TV, let them. But it'll be on 60 Minutes, not TikTok. Austin split down the middle. Central Market's bulletin board had dueling flyers. Support elder dignity versus family privacy matters. The subreddit debated endlessly. Next door became a battlefield. Mrs. Henderson stopped me at my mailbox. Orville, I never liked that daughter-in-law. Always loud. Always bragging. Well, and your son, quiet boy, thought he had sense. My grandson saw the video, he's 19, said it's not very cash money. I don't know what that means, but it sounded bad. I nodded seriously. Very not cash money. Pemberton's deposition came next week. He was aggressive, confident. Mr. Hughes, you gave away your entire life savings. Can you explain the rationale? Charitable giving. It's common. $2.3 million? All of it? That's reckless. It's my money to spend as I choose. And the hidden cameras? You recorded your son without consent. Security cameras in my own home. Perfectly legal. Do you think it's normal to surveil your own family? I think it's normal to protect yourself from people who want to steal from you. Alleged theft. You have no proof. I slid Theodora's folder across. Actually, I have extensive proof. Bank records, recordings, documentation spanning 5 years. Would you like to review it, or should I save it for the judge? He flustered. That won't be necessary. Late February, 2 a.m., my kitchen, whiskey I wasn't drinking, on my laptop, split screen. Left, home video from 1995, DeWitt's 10th birthday, me pushing him on a backyard swing, both laughing. Right, courthouse filing schedule. Hearing re, petition for guardianship, March 12th, 2025. 30 years between these images. My hand hovered over my phone, DeWitt's contact. I could call, could say, let's stop this. My finger touched the screen when my email pinged. Theodora, wanted you to see this before tomorrow. Video attachment. Ring doorbell footage from March 2016. DeWitt on her porch. DeWitt's voice. You're being unreasonable, Theo. I'm trying to be fair, but if you fight me, I'll make sure everyone knows you're crazy. I have emails from your therapist. You've been unstable. Fight me, and that becomes public. Theodora crying, you're threatening me? DeWitt, I'm warning you. Take the deal or lose everything and your reputation. I closed the laptop, removed my finger from DeWitt's contact. The doubt passed. Some people can't be saved. March 10th, the judge's clerk called. Judge Yu would like to see all parties in chambers tomorrow morning. 9 a.m. Informal meeting before the hearing. That night, couldn't sleep. At 2 a.m., my phone buzzed. Unknown number. Dad, it's me. DeWitt. Changed my number. Can we talk before tomorrow, please? First contact in months. First please in years. I typed, why now? DeWitt. Because I saw Theodora's name on the witness list. Because I know what she probably told you. Because I need you to understand my side before court. Me. Your side? You're trying to have me declared incompetent? DeWitt. That's not me. That's Velma. I didn't want this. Me. But you're allowing it. DeWitt. What choice do I have? You destroyed my life, my job, my reputation. You gave away my inheritance. Me. Your inheritance? It was my money. DeWitt. You know what I mean? You did this to hurt me. Admit it. I stared at that message. Not, I'm sorry. Just, you hurt me. I typed, you're right, I did. And tomorrow, I'm going to finish the job. DeWitt. Dad, please, I'm begging you. Drop the 60 minutes thing. Let's settle this. I'll drop the guardianship if you... Me. If I what? Give you money? DeWitt. If you forgive me? First time he'd asked. Maybe first time in his life. My fingers hovered. Hosea's words. You already lost him. You're just now admitting it. Theodora's video. I'll make sure everyone knows you're crazy. I typed, forgiveness is earned. You haven't even started paying the tab. DeWitt. What do you want from me? Me. The truth. In court. On 60 Minutes. In front of everyone. Tell them what you did. All of it. Own it. Then maybe we can talk. DeWitt. I can't do that. That would ruin me. Me. You're already ruined. The question is whether you want to be ruined honestly or dishonestly. 3 dots appeared and disappeared. Finally, see you in court. At 5 a.m., I gave up on sleep. Email from Lem. Subject, you'll want to see this. Video attachment. Security footage dated March 9th. Parking garage. DeWitt and Isadora. She's yelling, gesturing. He's slumped, defeated. Then she shoves him. Hard. He stumbles. She drives away. DeWitt sits against the car, head in hands, shoulders shaking. Lem called. After she left, he sat there 20 minutes, then punched his own car. 3 times, dented the door. I watched my son destroyed, alone, violent with despair. This was winning. Theodora texted, ready for tomorrow? Me. As ready as I'll ever be. Theodora. I'm bringing everything. He's going to hate me. Me. He already hates us both? Theodora. Then we might as well give him a good reason. March 11th, 8:47 a.m. Outside Judge Yu's chambers. 4th floor, Travis County Courthouse. Wooden bench. Beatrice reviewing notes beside me. Across the hallway, Pemberton, Velma, and, surprisingly, both DeWitt and Isadora, sitting 3 feet apart, not looking at each other. DeWitt's suit wrinkled. Isadora's makeup couldn't hide the bags. The bailiff opened the door. Judge Yu will see you now. Inside, Judge Marianne Yu sat at her desk, reading glasses perched. No robe, just a blazer. Before we waste taxpayer money, she said without preamble, I want to understand if there's settlement possibility. Because I've reviewed both sides' evidence, and frankly, Mr. Pemberton, your petition is thin. I'm inclined to dismiss, but I'll hear you out. Pemberton cleared his throat. I interrupted. Your Honor, with respect, I'd like them to hear something first. The door opened. Theodora walked in. DeWitt's face went white. What is she? Beatrice cut him off. Theodora Merchant, Mr. Hughes's former daughter-in-law, has relevant testimony. Judge Yu leaned forward. Miss Merchant, you were married to DeWitt Hughes from 2008 to 2016? Yes, Your Honor. You're here voluntarily? Completely. Because I've watched DeWitt do to his father exactly what he did to me. Theo, don't. Mr. Hughes, you'll have your turn. Judge Yu's voice was ice. Continue. Theodora slid the folder across. DeWitt systematically hid income during our marriage, maintained secret credit cards. When I discovered it, he convinced me I was being paranoid. When I wanted a fair divorce, he threatened to tell everyone I was mentally unstable unless I signed his settlement. Pemberton, Your Honor, this is character assassination. No, Mr. Pemberton, this is pattern evidence. Continue, Ms. Merchant. These are financial records from our marriage, and these, she pointed to texts, are messages between DeWitt and Isadora from October, planning to divorce after securing Orville's inheritance. DeWitt didn't know about Isadora's plan. She was going to take half and leave him. DeWitt turned to Isadora. Tell her she's lying. Silence. Tell them you weren't planning to leave me. Isadora quietly. This isn't the place? Oh my God, it's true. Judge Yu. Enough. This is Chambers, not Jerry Springer. But Mr. Pemberton, do you see my concern? Your petition argues paranoid and irrational behavior. This evidence suggests he had every reason to be suspicious. Next day. Formal courtroom. Packed gallery. 60 Minutes cameras. Local reporters. Beatrice presented systematically. Dr. Kimura's perfect cognitive scores. Financial records showing strategic planning. Character witnesses. Then Pemberton's expert witness, Dr. Scheck, took the stand. Based on behavioral patterns, giving away substantial assets, obsessive documentation, these are consistent with paranoid delusions often seen in elderly individuals. Velma perked up. DeWitt leaned forward. It was working. Then Beatrice cross-examined. Dr. Scheck, you've testified in how many of Mr. Pemberton's cases? I'm not sure. 87. And in how many did you find the respondent competent? Pause. That's not 3. That's a 96.5% incompetency finding rate. Would you say you're unbiased? I base my evaluations on Mr. Pemberton's payment of $5,000 per testimony. The moment collapsed. Then Beatrice projected my YouTube channel on the courtroom screen. Behind the scenes, TX. 430,000 subscribers. 3 years of content. Complex media analysis. Educational videos about critical thinking. The courtroom murmured. This man has been educating nearly 500,000 people for 3 years. And you want this court to believe he's incompetent? I stood, addressed the court. Your Honor, I've been called paranoid, delusional, and incompetent. I'd like to respond. Proceed. I'm a 68-year-old man who spent 30 years producing television. I know how to tell a story. I know how to document evidence. When my daughter-in-law hit me and my son laughed, I could have pressed charges. I didn't. When I discovered they were consulting lawyers about taking my assets, I could have confronted them. Instead, I documented everything. I built a case. I protected myself. That's not paranoia. That's strategy. And the $2.3 million donation? My money. My choice. I'm creating a foundation to help elderly people facing exactly what I faced. If that's incompetent, then competency has no meaning. Judge Yu looked at Pemberton. Your response? Long pause. Your Honor, we maintain that the totality of circumstances... No, the totality suggests a clear-minded man protecting himself from exploitation. Petition dismissed. With prejudice. Mr. Pemberton, you'll pay Mr. Hughes's legal fees. $47,000. I'm also filing a complaint with the State Bar for this frivolous petition. Outside, in the hallway, DeWitt grabbed Isadora's arm. You were going to leave me? After we got the money, you were just going to leave? Let go Answer me. It was just talk, venting to my mother. You have texts, detailed plans. You're hurting my arm, he released her. We destroyed my father for nothing. For a plan you were going to betray anyway. I destroyed nothing. You destroyed everything by laughing at him. I was trying to save our marriage. We don't have a marriage. We have a financial arrangement that just blew up. Velma approached. Isadora, let's go. No, you stay. This is your fault. You pushed this. You hired Pemberton. I was trying to protect my daughter. From what? From earning her own money? How dare you? Your mother is why we're bankrupt. Your spending is why we're broke. Your temper is why we're here. Isadora slapped him. Someone's phone captured it. DeWitt touched his cheek, bitter laugh. Like mother, like daughter. Except when you hit me, it won't get 4 million views, because nobody cares about us anymore. By evening, 3.4 million views. Twitter. Man who tried to declare father incompetent has meltdown after learning wife planned to divorce him. TikTok. Duet showing both slapped side by side. 2.1 million views. Reddit. Update on Thanksgiving. Turkey Dad, his son, and DIL just imploded. A reporter caught Velma leaving. Mrs. Taylor, any comment? That man stole my daughter's future. He's vindictive and cruel, and I hope he dies alone. 890K views. Comments universally condemned her. DeWitt, on the courthouse steps, broke completely when another reporter approached. You want a story? Here's your story. I destroyed my relationship with my father for a woman who was planning to leave me anyway. I lost my job, my house, my reputation. And for what? Because I laughed at a turkey. Because I was too greedy and too stupid to see what I had. You win, Dad, wherever you are. Mission accomplished. The video went viral. Man admits destroying relationship with father over inheritance. That evening I sat in my study. Patricia Nguyen from 60 Minutes called, We have everything. The hearing. The YouTube reveal. The hallway fight. This is going to be one of our biggest segments. When does it air? April 6th, Easter Sunday, prime time. 18-20 million viewers estimated. Easter Sunday, Resurrection Day, poetic. One more thing. We'd like a reconciliation attempt. Have you and your son sit down together. Let him apologize. Give the audience catharsis. He won't apologize. He might. It would make powerful television. Everything's television now. It is. So, do you want to end your story with reunion? Or with victory? I'll think about it. Text from Hosea. Dad, I saw the video. DeWitt looked broken. Are you okay? Me. I won. Why wouldn't I be? Hosea. Winning and okay aren't the same thing. She was right. Unknown number. It's DeWitt. 60 Minutes called. They want us to do a reunion. I said yes. I'll do it if you will. No tricks. Just us talking. Please. The decision point. Reunion or victory? I typed, I'll do the sit-down, but on one condition. DeWitt. Anything. Me. You tell the truth, all of it. The October conversations, the guardianship plan, the affair during your first marriage, everything. On camera. No spin, just truth. 3 dots. Disappeared. Appeared. If I do that, I'll have nothing left. Me. You already have nothing. The question is whether you want nothing honestly or nothing dishonestly. 10 minutes passed. Then, okay, I'll do it. But Dad, after this, can we maybe try to rebuild someday? The desperate hope that somewhere beyond this apocalypse was something worth saving. I typed, we'll see. Not yes, not no, just truth. Email notification. Dignity and Aging Foundation, first grant application. A 74-year-old woman in Houston. Her son trying power of attorney. Same story I'd lived. I hit reply, application approved, you're not alone anymore. Whatever happened Easter Sunday, this foundation was real. This help was real. DeWitt had taken my peace, my family, my illusions, but he'd given me purpose, the ability to turn pain into protection. Maybe that was enough. I opened a new document. What I'll say on 60 Minutes, notes, and began for the last time to write our story. The one that would end Easter Sunday, one way or another. Mid-April, 3 weeks after the courthouse implosion. The 60 Minutes episode aired Easter Sunday to 19.2 million viewers. My interview, the courtroom footage, the hallway meltdown, everything. But the reconciliation segment never happened. DeWitt backed out 2 days before filming. I can't confess everything on national TV. I'm sorry. His absence was more damning than his presence could have been. Now it's late April. Austin's spring heat arriving early. I sat on my back porch with morning coffee, checking foundation emails. 47 new applications this week. My phone rang. DeWitt, first call in 2 weeks. Dad, can I come over face to face? Not on camera, just us. I looked at my coffee, at the morning light through my oak tree. When? Today. Now, please. He arrived at 3 p.m. in a 2012 Honda Civic. The BMW was repossessed. Walked up my driveway slowly, like approaching something dangerous. I met him at the door, shook his hand, formally. Business meeting, not reunion. We sat on the back porch, 2 mismatched chairs across a small table, 2 glasses of iced tea between us. Afternoon sun slanting through honeysuckle lattice, creating prison bar shadows across both our faces. DeWitt stared at his tea for 30 seconds. I don't know how to start this. The truth usually works. Long pause. I was a terrible son, not just at Thanksgiving. Years before. I looked at you and saw money, solutions to my problems. When you wouldn't just give it to me, I resented you. When did it start? What? When did you stop seeing me as your father and start seeing me as a bank? He thought. 2019. The startup. When you gave me $85,000 and it failed and I didn't feel grateful. I felt entitled to more, like you owed me success. And Isadora? Made it worse. Or maybe I wanted her to. Easier to be greedy when someone's encouraging it. I pulled out a small notebook, started taking notes. He noticed. You're documenting this? Always. His face showed understanding. Trust was gone. I lost everything, Dad. My job, my house, my wife, everything. I know. You did this on purpose. You planned it. Yes. Was it worth it? Destroying your son? I paused. You destroyed yourself. I just made sure everyone watched. He started crying. Real tears, not performance. I know I did. I wish I could go back. To before. To when I was 10 and you pushed me on the swing and everything was simple. We can't go back. Can we go forward? I don't know. We sat in silence, his ice melting, his shoulders shaking. Is there any path back? Any way I can earn your trust again? Honestly, I don't think so. Not ever. Trust isn't like a house fire. You can't rebuild it from ash. We had trust. You burned it. Now we have acknowledgement. Maybe that's enough. Acknowledgement? I acknowledge you're my son. I acknowledge you're sorry. I acknowledge you're trying. But I don't trust you. And I probably never will again. Quiet? That's fair? Is it? Because it doesn't feel fair. It feels sad. Can I ask you something? Yes. Are you happy, now that you've won? Long pause. No. He reached into his pocket, pulled out an envelope, set it on the table. What's this? $400. I'm working part-time at Best Buy. It's not much, but I wanted to start paying you back for the $67,000. I looked at the envelope. At that rate, 14 years. Keep it. I don't want your money. I never did. I wanted respect. You can't pay that back with Best Buy wages. His face crumbled. He took the envelope back, and I saw the moment he understood. He'd lost something he could never buy back. He stood to leave. You asked if we can go forward. Here's my answer. I will not actively hurt you anymore. I won't sabotage your job prospects. I won't turn Hosea against you. But I also won't pretend we're okay. We're not okay. We may never be okay. You're my son. That's biology. But you're not my family. Not anymore. Family requires trust. We don't have that. Maybe someday we'll have peaceful coexistence. But forgiveness? Don't wait for that. He left without another word. 1 week later, Isadora requested a meeting. Against my better judgment, I agreed. Same porch. Different energy. Orville, I want to start by saying I'm deeply sorry for... Stop. I'm trying to apologize. You're trying to perform an apology. There's a difference. You've practiced this. Probably with a therapist. Hit the right notes. But you're not sorry, Isadora. You're strategic. That's not fair. What do you want? She dropped the act. I want you to tell the judge I'm not a monster. The divorce settlement. DeWitt's trying to paint me as abusive. I need character witnesses. You want me to lie for you. I want you to be fair. Fair? You want fair? I stood. Leave. Now. Don't come back. You're not welcome in my home. And if you contact me again, I'll file a restraining order. You're as vindictive as they say. No, I'm done. There's a difference. After she left, I watched through the window. She sat in her car for 5 full minutes, hands on steering wheel, not moving, just sitting with whatever thoughts people have when they realize they've become exactly who they didn't want to be. That night, I called Hosea. How did it go? He apologized, really apologized. And I don't know what to do with it. Do you believe him? Yes. But sorry doesn't undo it. Sorry is just acknowledgement. Dad, can I say something you won't like? Always. Maybe acknowledgement is enough. Maybe you don't need to forgive him. Maybe you just let him exist on the periphery instead of completely exiled. Why would I do that? Because you're 68. He's 39. You've got maybe 20 years. He's got 40. And someday when you're gone, I'm going to have a brother I've never talked to because our father couldn't find it in himself to allow even distant peace. Long silence. That's manipulative. I learned from the best. I'm saying you don't have to forgive. But maybe you can coexist. Birthday texts. Annual coffee. Something that's not love, but isn't complete destruction either. I'll think about it. After we hung up, I sat alone on my porch, picked up my phone, scrolled to photos from 2010, DeWitt's graduation, young, hopeful, unmarried. My thumb hovered over delete. I didn't press it, just sat there holding my phone, looking at who my son used to be, realizing that person doesn't exist anymore. Maybe never did. This is what winning looks like when winning means losing anyway. Early June, Austin's summer, triple digits by noon. I sat in my study editing footage. Not surveillance this time. Documentary footage. 3 weeks compiling everything. Thanksgiving video. Press conferences, courtroom proceedings. Creating my final episode. 45 minutes explaining without editorializing what happened. Just facts. Timeline. Evidence. Title. When Family Becomes Reality TV. My phone rang. DeWitt. Dad, I got a job. Junior developer at a startup. $52,000, but it's legitimate work. I wanted you to know. I closed my laptop. That's good, son. I'm glad. Silence. Then, I'm not calling for money. I just wanted you to know I'm trying. I know you are. Is that enough? I looked at my screen at the documentary timeline at our destruction playing out in clips. Ask me in a year. June 15th, I posted the documentary. Within a week, 2.1 million views. The comments, 15,000 the first day. Most supportive, some critical. I read them all, responded to none. DeWitt emailed after watching. I watched it, all 45 minutes. You didn't editorialize. You just showed what happened. That's somehow worse. I see it now. What I became. I waited 3 days to respond. Seeing it is the first step. What you do with that site determines everything else. Late June, Central Market. I turned a corner in produce. DeWitt coming the other direction, almost collision. Dad? DeWitt? I didn't know you shopped here. 20 years. Always have. Silence. Shoppers navigating around us. Your documentary has 2.1 million views. I know. The comments are brutal, but fair. I looked at my son. Gray hair spreading. Weight loss. Cheaper clothes. A man rebuilding from rubble. Are you doing okay? His eyes watered. That's the first time you've asked me that in 2 years. It's the first time I've meant it. I'm surviving. Therapy twice a week. SLAA meetings. SLAA. Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous. Turns out my relationship with people is as broken as my relationship with money. I almost smiled. I'm proud of you. Immediately wished I hadn't. Too much hope. His whole face changed. You are? For trying. For acknowledging. That's more than most people do. Is it enough? For what? For us. I adjusted my cart. There is no us? Not like before? But maybe there's parallel existence. You over there, me over here, occasionally intersecting in produce aisles. He laughed. Wet, emotional, breaking in the middle. I'll take it. At checkout, the cashier recognized me. You're that YouTube guy. My grandma loves you. She sent your foundation money. Tell her thank you. Your son's an idiot. But I read he's trying. Maybe that counts for something. I bagged my groceries. Maybe it does. By July, the Dignity and Aging Foundation had helped 23 people. I visited 3 personally. Saw my own story in their faces. Ruth, 74, hugged me at coffee. You saved my life. The foundation helped with legal fees. No, you gave me permission to fight back. Did it help you? Fighting back? Honestly, I don't know. Me neither. But at least we won. That's worth something. July 4th. Independence Day, deliberately chosen. I posted my final video. Closing credits. 5 minutes. My face on camera. This is my last video about my family situation. I've told the story. You've formed your opinions. Now it's time to move forward. The foundation continues. My life continues. My family, whatever form it takes, continues. Thank you for listening. And remember, dignity isn't given. It's protected. Sometimes fiercely. 4.3 million views. I didn't check. Late July morning, Barton Springs pool. I stood at the edge with my vintage Panasonic camera, the same one from Thanksgiving, filming sunrise over water. Last shot for a documentary addendum. I spoke to camera. Forgive? Possibly. Forget? Never. Trust? They lost that forever. But coexist? I'm trying. Turned off the camera, set it on my towel, dove into 68-degree water, gasping like every morning. Swam. Thought. Surfaced. On the pool deck, my phone buzzed. Text from DeWitt. Good morning, Dad. I stared at it. Floated in cold water, sun warming my face. Passed behind me, future uncertain. Eventually swam to the edge. Picked up my phone, typed, Good morning. Sent it. Put phone away, swam another lap. That afternoon, my phone rang. Unknown Texas number. Mr. Hughes, this is Representative Patricia Morrison, Texas House. The Guardianship Reform Bill, the one your case inspired, just passed committee. Full vote next month. We'd like you to testify. And Mr. Hughes, we're naming it after you. The Hughes Act. I sat in my study, surrounded by evidence files. My revenge became legislation. My pain became protection for thousands. I called Hosea. They're naming a law after me. I heard. How do you feel? Like maybe destruction can lead to construction after all. Dad? Yes? I'm proud of you. And for the first time in 8 months, I cried. Not from sadness. Not from victory. From the sheer overwhelming weight of transformation. Some days are good. Some days I wonder if it was worth it. Most days I just swim. The foundation is real. The help is real. People are being protected because I fought back. But I eat dinner alone now. I swim alone. Hosea visits, but she has Portland. DeWitt texts occasionally, but we're strangers who share DNA. I traded family for justice. Some days that feels worth it. Other days it feels like I cut off my arm to remove a splinter. The arm was infected, sure, but it was still my arm. Early morning, late July, Barton Springs again. I dove into the cold water. Surfaced. Breathed. My phone on the deck buzzed. Another text from DeWitt. Something mundane about his therapy progress. I didn't answer immediately. Just floated. Thought about the slap, the turkey, the courtroom, the legislation, the foundation, the lonely dinners, the peaceful mornings, the uncertain future. Thought about Hosea's words. Coexistence. Not love, but not destruction either. Eventually, I swam to the edge. Picked up my phone. Read his message. Typed a brief response. Not warm, not cold. Just acknowledgement. Sent it. Set the phone down. Swam another lap across the pool. Water cold and clean. Sun rising over Austin, my city, my life, my complicated victory. I spent 30 years producing television, always searching for the perfect ending. Turns out, real life doesn't have those. Just endings that are true. If you like this story, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your impressions of this story in the comments. To listen to the next story, click on the box on the left. Thank you for watching.